Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another video. It's the 13th of February today. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon. I've come out down this little offshoot from the Avon here, this little carrier of the Avon, just to do a little bit of fishing into dark. There's no night fishing on this stretch, so we've perhaps got 2 hours tops just to try and fish a few swims, see if we can winkle out a chub or two or three. But yeah, there's some nice chub in this stretch, so be nice to try and winkle one or two out. Now, I would be out with the trotting gear, but as you can probably see, that thing's up there in the sky. The river's very clear, so trotting would be a waste of time at the moment. We've got some more overcast days due later on in the week, so we'll perhaps get the trotting gear out then. But today it's going to be roving on the link ledger and these tiny little feeders I like to use, like these little Preston plug-it feeders. Get a bit of bait in, as you can see, just about get my finger in that. It's about, I don't know, just over an inch long, something like that. Got various weights depending on the swims. And I've got my Drennan ultralight mini feeder with me there, set at 9 foot. Shimano Nasci NASCI reel. Size is 1,000. I'll put all the information about this down there. I'll also link you to a video I made about this setup on the new channel, and I'll link that up there for you. And if you don't know what I'm on about, we have a new channel which is going to contain all the rig bits, all the tactics, all the tackle, all the videos that aren't actual fishing sessions like this one will be over on that channel. And again, I'll link that up there as well for you, and a card at the end. Right, so bait, of course, mashed bread. It's chub, it's the winter, the river is clear, mashed bread, bread on the hook, simple as that. I say we've only got a couple of hours, so I'm going to bait up perhaps 4 or 5 swims, and then we'll get cracking. So first up, I think we're going to fish this little swim here. I've put a bit of bait in the edge down to my left, and quite a lot of it's gone. So I think it's worth 10 minutes. Just having a little go. See if anything happens. Nothing there now. Only about a foot of water that the bait's in, but as I say, quite a bit of it's gone. But not all. Definitely worth 10 minutes. I think we don't need a little feeder in here because I can see exactly what's going on. So I'm going to go on the link ledger in here. Squeeze a shot on here onto this little clip, and then we'll have just 5 minutes with the bait right next to that snag. Still think it's a little bit early, really. It's a little bit light to expect too much. The Avon is notoriously difficult when there's no colour to it. It can sometimes do all right on dull days, but we've got a lot of clarity here. So I think until it gets reasonably dark, we're not going to do too much good. Just keep an eye on that down here. Just see if anything's moving over it. I can't see anything. Some of the swims are like this one, and I can actually see into them, but most of them I'm fishing blind, to be honest. So be interesting to see how we get on. Like that. Really the snag. My keenness to get right close to it. Beautiful. That's absolutely bang on. Would be if we weren't stuck in it. There we go. Right, I can actually see the bait. I'll just see if anything comes and grabs that as it sinks. It'll sink in a minute. That bit of bread flake, it's just a bit buoyant at first, and then it'll start to sink. It's just going down now. Nope, nothing doing. Right, we got quite a few swims to have a go at, so we Only to stick it out, especially when I can see what's going on. As in, absolutely nothing. Right, I think we'll get round the corner to a swim where I need a feeder on. Well, lovely place to sit and watch the sunset. Hopefully catch a fish at the same time. I think we'll go on a link ledger again in here. There's a reasonable slack down here, and I've put some mash in it. Just hoping these swans leave us alone. Right, all the swans aren't looking. Let's flick this out. See if we can get any reaction as that trundles around there. Alright, a few taps already. Did put a bit of bread in this slack earlier. Definitely getting some knocks. Funny little taps and rattles though. Looks like smaller fish. Yeah, certainly getting some attention down there, the bread. So guys, I'll stick it out in here for a few minutes, just because we're getting lots of indications. Maybe smaller fish, not sure, but I want to find out. So we'll stick it out a bit longer. Let's get this up in the air a little bit. You have to see it a bit better. Yeah, it's just nice. And this slack here, that link ledger's just trundling about. We are getting lots of taps and rattles. So guys, this is going to be our last swim. I appreciate you probably can't see much at the moment, but we'll get the rod tip illuminated. Get the feeder on. Stayed in that last swim far longer than I really anticipated. Purely because we were getting all those bites. Trying to keep my head touch off the water as much as possible. I know a lot of people say, you know, lights don't matter, fish don't care, but the way I look at it is, if they don't know I'm here, I've got a better chance of catching them. So we'll go on a feeder in here just to get some smell down near the hook bait. There's a big bit of flake on. Put the torch on the rod top and get this dropped out there. See what happens. Donk. Right. Let's get the landing net set up in hope. Right. Eyes on the tip. Hopefully it'll wrap round. Yeah, it's been hard going today, I have to say. Now really is the time though. Now it's properly getting dark. We've got about half an hour of light left before it's properly dark. All right, there we go. It's the first tap. Didn't take long, did it? We're in. Blimey, that didn't take long at all. It doesn't feel particularly big. Healthy bend in the rod though. Wonderful. As I say, it doesn't feel huge. It'd be nice to land a fish. It's kind of given up. Oh, it's not too bad at all, is he? I like that. Torch is upsetting. Oh, it's a cracker. Well, that's made it worth coming. Certainly. Fab. Oh, that's cracking fish. Cracking fish. Well, guys, what was I saying about not having had a 5 this year? I nearly have now. 413. Absolute tank. Wow. That's absolutely wonderful. Really pleased with that. Over the moon. Wonder if we can have his big brother out. Well, that's epic. Absolute unit. I've had the odd 4 this year, but low 4s, that's a proper 4. Wow. As I say, hopefully we can have his big brother. That'd be wonderful. What a fish. Right. Hopefully the lights won't have killed the sport. Sometimes it absolutely kills it stone dead, and other times it doesn't make any odds at all. Fantastic. Oh, he's on the tip again. That really didn't take long at all. Maybe that we can have a few out. As soon as that blanket of darkness comes, they come out from the snags. I have to say, this water's cold, blimey. I've not done the temperature, but since I've handled that fish, my fingers are very cold. Alright, and that's the season's PB though from the Avon. So very well worth coming out. It's very quiet since we had that fish, not surprisingly really. It's been a tough old session, but definitely can't complain catching fish like that. Even if we do just have the one proper bite. We'll give it another 10 or 15 minutes I think before we call it a day. But yeah, I've not had a single indication since we caught him. So I'm thinking perhaps we spooked him, either by catching him or with the lights, or both really. It's the trouble with putting the lights on and little intimate bits of river. The fish certainly don't like it. So I keep this torch that I illuminate the rods up with, I keep that pointing upstream if possible, or certainly not downstream. And sort of hidden low on to the ground as well in the grass. So the fish can't really see it being down there. Right. That's our first sign. Since we had that fish, it's been about 10 minutes. Perhaps 15. Just a little tap. I was just thinking about calling it a day, to be honest. Perhaps give it 5, no, just a little indication. There we go. Go on. Oh no. I waited and I waited and it pulled around, and it went some more, and I struck into nothing. Oh, we've got to give it another 5 now, haven't we? Got to give it another 5. Oh, getting mugged off by Chub. Occupational hazard. Been sniffing around that bait for a few minutes then, before that we had that bite. And there's something there that's hungry, interested, so I say, well, I'll give it another 5. So guys, nothing else doing after that missed bite, and it's curfew time now, so we'll get this fella back and we'll get on our way. Cracking fish. Absolute tank. Wonderful. Just under that magic 5. There he goes. Fantastic. So yeah, it's a tough whole session, but very rewarding one, and to catch a fish like that, absolutely over the moon. I did fancy a decent chub today, and we've had one, so that's absolutely wonderful. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I think I'm going to try and get out later on in the week, do a bit of trotting when the cloudy skies are due. But for now, thank you very much for watching. As I mentioned earlier, if you fancy some more informative videos touching on bait, rigs and tactics, then head on over to the link up there. And also I'll link you in at the end as well to the new channel. It'd be great if you're going over there and check it out. I'm sure you'll find something useful. Tight lines the next time you get out there. Many thanks to the channel patrons for your fantastic support, and I'll see you all again very soon.